What's up, guys? This is the Asian Pitbull here, and welcome to another Raw review, June 24th, 2019. So, we begin with the opening segment, The Man's Man, with Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. And Rollins is really the man right now, and they are basically between the two of them. They are trying to. It seems that they are trying to compete, like who's better than the other. Like even though Becky is the women's champion, she doesn't want to like be the second fiddle to the Universal Champion, her boyfriend Seth Rollins. So I can't really buy into Becky still because she just doesn't look like that kind of tough girl persona. Only Ronda Rousey can do that. So whenever she's trying to act arrogant, and the way she cuts a promo, and the way she's trying to like all serious and I can whoop your ass, all that, Becky is, I still stand by this, Becky is better off being an underdog. So I just can't buy into this. Anyway, as usual, we are interrupted by Lacey and Corbin with the sneak attack. And there was a great line by Corbin when he picked up the mic, and he said he told Rollins to go make a sandwich or something like that, because Becky Lynch is the man and Rollins is the girl, I guess, the woman of the household. Um, but anyway, to the main point of this entire segment, it was to set up the mixed intergender tag team match for the next pay-per-view, Extreme Rules. And I like that Becky said Becky wanted this stipulation that if they lost, meaning that Corbin and Lacey lost, they would have no more title opportunities. I like that. You know why? Because I'm so sick of Baron Corbin. I'm so sick of this feud. Move on, come on. And then the heels one up them with another stipulation. Rollins just stupidly says, come on, whatever stipulation you want, and throws the mic. Classic stupid face move. And then the heels want a winner take all. Means that if Corbin and Lacey wins the tag match, they get both the Universal and the Women's Championship. This is unique because this is the first time I believe that there has ever been such a stipulation for this kind of match. And it's like the natural progression now, I guess, with the woman title being so heavily emphasized as the top title now. But I like that their stakes are there. The stakes are there, but the contenders unbelievable. Lacey and Corbin, this will be the biggest fucking bullshit I ever seen if Lacey and Corbin were to win the championships at Extreme Rules. The biggest fucking bullshit booking I ever seen. So even right now, I'm predicting clean win, feel good feeling for the first time. Lacey and Becky and Rollins are tagging together. First time feel good feeling. They will retain, and we finally get to move on. Speaking of moving on, we are moving on to the next segment, which is the 8-man tag. And wow, this is actually a blockbuster match, with 4 of the top best tag teams we have now in WWE. The New Day, Usos, Revival, and the Planet's Tag Team Champion. And wow, there's a lot of egos here, basically. And overall, the match, I thought it went a good pace as it should. Given an 8-man tag match, you're basically just trying to, put in action after action and after action. Anyway, later in the match, Wilder takes out his own partner, Daniel Bryan. And was that intentional? We never know. Revival actually pins the New Day. My reaction is what? Because it looks like New Day stock has dropped. Currently, their status has dropped. And Revival, good for you. Ever since you become Shane's lapdogs, your stock has risen. So good for you. Anyway, the end to the match, Jay with the pin after flying off Wilder. So that was with the splash. So basically, they were in top turnbuckle, and then Jay Uso just in time stepped on Wilder for the added platform and leverage, and jump off for the splash for the win. once again, very interesting, unique finish and spot. And this shows that with 8-man tags and with talented guys like this, you can actually pull off some very unique styles and move sets and things going on. So I applaud you for that, whoever came up with this. Next, move on. Miss TV, and we see what the hell R-Truth is doing there in the picture. So, before that, there was the little backstage cut of Braun Strowman warming up by pulling a tractor trailer truck. That's what they're calling it, because they're gonna have a tug of war match against Lashley later on. And my comment on this is just Vince McMahon. He loves this. He loves this kind of monster matchup, this kind of spectacle stuff. I'm for it. I'm not gonna be hating on this kind of shit, because this is what makes the WWE a spectacle. But my problem is that 3-hour booking. With this kind of 3-hour booking, which I won't go in at length into this, it makes me so tired to just have to go through these kind of segments. It just adds on to the effort we fans have to spend 3 hours when you put in so many stuff. If this was a 2-hour Raws with cut to these kind of segments, tug of wars, whatever, it will be much better received. I really hope I will see the day that Raw goes back to 2 hours, but I don't know. So anyway, Miss TV is about the 24/7 title, and Miss at one point he was trying to say airplane, but he says airplane. What the fuck, he still sucks. That's why I'll never fully buy into Miz as a talker, because he's not natural. Every time I think he has improved, he will just make little botches here and there. This shows that either he's not natural or not prepared or not confident enough. They show the wedding recap where Truth retained the title against Drake Maverick, and and Miz brought back the really chance, really. And anyway, Truth refers to the title as 48/7 still, which I find still very funny. Truth is just a natural funny guy, and the way things are going, what the hell, who knows, maybe he may be the next Kofi Kingston. We may have that next story, the unexpected guy who risen to the top. I don't know. Anyway, Drake Maverick comes out, says a bunch of stuff about him losing not just the title but his marriage. And one line he said that he hasn't even consummate, basically he hasn't had sex with his wife yet. LOL. And then Truth says that okay, you'll get your rematch for the title, and he addresses him as Hornswoggle. So there's a Hornswoggle name drop. LOL. The match is next, but Truth easily wins, like after one finisher. And what the fuck, he's now like what, 7-time 24/7 champion. This title has zero value, man, guys. This title has zero value. It is just a prop for these weekly skits that WWE likes to put out. The jobbers run out, and then Truth manages to escape again, but we later know that there's gonna be another segment on this title. I can't believe this fucking WWE having 2 to 3 segments every week Monday Night Raw for a useless title. Next, please go and see my reaction on this video, which I made exclusively for this segment. Undertaker returns to save Roman Reigns, and I know I'm not the only one who's already sick of this storyline, man. Comment below if you're sick of this storyline, because this is going on way too much, and I'd rather see Shane McMahon win the WWE Championship and just form a stable and just be that super heel authority figure, than just, because this is going nowhere. And what the hell is happening? This match starts with a 2-on-1 handicap match between Shane and Drew McIntyre against Roman Reigns. Of course, we know the big dog's gonna come out and fight, but no way you're gonna win against two guys here. And eventually they beat the hell out of Roman as usual, and who knows, a random dead man shows up and gives Shane the chokeslam and big boots McIntyre. They better not set up a match between McIntyre and Undertaker, because McIntyre doesn't deserve that match, okay? And then, so who knows? The main point is, why is Taker back? And storyline wise, we know why he's back, just for the money, and Vince asked him to come back. But storyline wise, what reason does he have to help Roman? We know this is just gonna be a short-term thing, maybe for Extreme Rules. Like right now, we know that there's gonna be a tag match between Taker and Roman against Shane and McIntyre. Maybe it's one off, who knows? And after that, finally, Roman can move on to other things. It looks to be that way. So I won't comment much on this until we see following weeks what's gonna happen. So next we have the tug of war. As mentioned, is a spectacle. Strowman manages to win. Then Lashley cheap shots him, as you see from the picture here. And then Lashley actually uses the rope and over the face of Lashley. That was pretty vicious, I thought. I like that. I like the way they are like booking Lashley over Strowman as a dominant equal. Not, not just one-upping him based on like running away or by luck or some flippy floppy shit, but actually showcasing that vicious brutality, strength for strength, power moves against Strowman. So although I like this, I'm sad to say that this will go nowhere in the history books. Whenever I see Lashley, I'm just feeling sad that the dream match between him and Lesnar will never happen. So let's move on. We have before this we have AJ Styles backstage, and he was interrupted by No Way Jose. So random, and the club is dancing, and this we've seen this already. AJ is just a hype man now for the club, and he wants the Gallows and Anderson to prove to him that they haven't lost it yet. And I'm sensing heel turn vibes. I'm really sensing strong heel turn vibes, and they need to go on a full run, full heel turn run in WWE. The club and maybe Finn Balor can join. I don't know. That should be the correct booking for them, and let them be dominant heel, and let AJ have his heel run. I hope it's going that way. So anyway, we have the tag match against Viking Raiders. Basically, this match is Gallows and Anderson trying to prove they still got it, but you don't got it anymore because Viking Raiders win. AJ was backstage and it doesn't sit well with him. So later on we'll see. I mean, this match, come to think of it, is also the overarching storyline is also about the club. So I hope that they are building up for some big things for the club and the subsequent storyline. Ultimately, I'll be disappointed if it doesn't end up with a really vicious beatdown on somebody, full-fledged heel turn for the entire club. So I'll talk more about this later on in the main event. So next we have the 24/7 segment. Basically, Mojo Rawley is still a jobber. Slater wins. Truth retains again, becomes 8-time champ. Cedric wins. EC3 wins, but so sad, he's still a jobber, mid-card jobber. Truth again wins, and he's a 9-time champ. What a joke. Next, before this, we had a Ricochet feel-good interview. He's gonna be a career babyface, isn't he? Next, we have the champ, the WWE champ, Kofi comes out for the interview. Zayn and Kale interrupts as usual for the 1000th time. Impromptu Sammy and Kevin show. They go back and forth, and then it was Sammy versus Kofi. Sorry, I'm losing my mind. Sammy versus Kofi. Of course, KO was interfering, but the champ wins. The champ manages to win with a pretty good reversal roll-up win. And then KO wants a match against him, the underdog. So they are still booking KO as an underdog. Underdog accepts. Eventually, he wins by countout. And then this is the main thing we want to talk about. This is the main highlight. Samoa fucking Joe. Alright. Yes. Finally. If you saw my previous videos, I was talking about Samoa Joe's booking, and when he finally lost the US Championship, I wanted him to move on to the main event storyline already, either against Rollins or Kofi. So wow, this is so, I love to see this. And finally, please, will this be the time that the monster Samoa Joe finally wins the big one? This is nothing that we haven't seen before. Samoa Joe just coquina clutching the hell out of his opponent backstage. We have seen him done this to Lesnar, AJ Styles, Mysterio, and now Kofi. Are they gonna feud? The thing is, Samoa Joe is on Raw, Kofi is on SmackDown. So how is this just? I hope this is not just. It better not be a one-off. I hope they finally have the balls enough to go full on with Samoa Joe as a full top tier monster heel champion. And this thing, I'll talk more about SmackDown maybe. This is what I want to see. Kofi Kingston, not against Daniel Bryan, but against a monster heel, bigger than him, more physical, imposing than him, and just let him come up and let him fight the underdog fight. Maybe he'll lose the underdog fight this time, who knows. But this is what I wanted to see, and this is, I'm interested, call me interested in this. So once again, it's finally time to win for Samoa Joe, to put the title on him. So we'll see if WWE does that, but this is a good start. Next, we have Divas Tag Match Throwaway. So finally, we have the main event. So anyway, I found out why the commentators were talking about this. AJ was missing because he had some nagging injuries. So overall, this was a pretty good match, TV match. The chemistry was there. Ricochet is amazing. Styles is amazing. Ricochet proves that he can step up and be main event caliber, but the time is not for him yet. And really feel good that right now in 2019, I can still see top caliber, world class athletes, best in the world wrestlers actually wrestling in WWE. So let's talk about the highlights of this match. This, I thought it was for the US Championship. So what was this US title closer? Yeah, US title is closing the show now. And with the overarching storyline with the club, I hope that this turns into something bigger. Really interesting matchup. AJ Styles should turn heel. So this match is really about, even though he's a champ here, it's about whether Ricochet has that main event caliber, whether he can step up to the phenomenal AJ Styles. So there are little things AJ Styles did, like taking down Ricochet when he tries to keep up. Nobody doing this kind of shit, man. This is really the craftsman and the technical wrestler that AJ Styles is. Good stuff. So yeah, I wrote here that AJ is the modern day Bret Hart, the closest thing we have to Bret Hart. Then soon after, what the fuck, Anderson and Gallows comes out, and wow, I like this because they are booking this to obviously for the storyline, and I need that answer addressed. Why did they come out? I need more of this basically, and not just weekly booking and then next week they just drop this. Don't do that. This is good heel stuff because this is reminiscent of Hulk Hogan and NWO WrestleMania 19, when Hogan didn't want NWO's help, but they still came out anyway to back out their brother. So anyway, who's this? The club comes out looking heelish, and AJ Styles doesn't want them to be there. So AJ takes the mic, say doesn't want them to ruin the match and wants them to leave. So we go for commercial, they left, and we are back to 1-on-1. So just a little foreshadowing, okay? Anyway, Ricochet is good, man. He's really matching up to Styles in terms of not just the pace, but the technique. I always observe the technique. Are you executing the move properly and with some believability and effort instead of just going through the motion? The motherfucker can wrestle, man. Really, Ricochet is damn good. And there was a unique pin, so really good fundamental ground game from Mr. Ricochet here as well. Give them 25 minutes wrestling match in a pay-per-view and we'll see magic. AJ Styles was busted open, and I wrote here, oh, they can mention blood now, or even though Corey hesitates a bit. Go and watch the replay. The word blood was said on PG era TV. So that's one for your highlight reels, folks. Ricochet almost what's this? Almost the big back. Yeah, Ricochet got a big back body drop and almost says fuck. So I guess it's the natural instincts. Whenever you're in pain, you want to say fuck, but you can't say it on TV. And then wow, AJ Styles throughout, I think there was a couple of times, 3 times, AJ with a quick 1 count only kick out. Usually 1 count is reserved for monsters, but with such a boss like AJ Styles, he kick out after 1. This is good psychology here. And AJ Styles did a wonderful snap suplex on the turnbuckle and immediately pin. This is the little kind of stuff we see from the top 3 wrestler, one of the top 3, possibly top 1 wrestler in the world right now. And then what the fuck moment again, Ricochet did a standing, that his signature move, that standing moonsault flip. I thought he can only do this on bigger guys like he did on Samoa Joe, but he can do on AJ Styles as well. Gosh, what a freak of nature, man. Ricochet, if he does good and he just doesn't do stupid things, he will be a mainstay in WWE for years and years to come. And hope you finally win the main the world title someday down the line. I'll be watching Ricochet. And then wow, another what the fuck spot, man. AJ Styles with the tilt-a-whirl inverted DDT. Gosh, what an innovator of moves. Possibly the best of all time when it comes to innovating moves. Right now he may be the top one. So anyway, the end of the match, AJ Styles with a phenomenal forearm win. I thought this was for US title, but no. So well, I wanted it to be for the title. So well, it was what it was. I wanted him to finish with the Styles Clash, because it kind of make Ricochet look very weak to finish with the forearm. So right, it's like if Ricochet right now was a video game character, his stats would be like attack high, speed maximum, but his HP very little and the defense very little. So it was a feel good feeling. They shake hands, they hug, but I don't like this feel good feeling. I was expecting a big close to the show, heel turn, and a club comes and they beat up Ricochet like they beat up John Cena, but it didn't happen. So all I can say is we'll see how this plays out in the following weeks. Now the additional is WWE, where the fuck is Firefly Fan House? After building for until episode 8 or 9, I believe I've been catching up to this and doing my reactions on this, and I kept on saying that I want him to finally debut in ring, and the next week he doesn't show up. What about the next? So we just gonna forget him again? I'm speechless. So let's close this Raw. Overall rating 7 out of 10. Pretty good Raw because their storyline progression, the overarching storyline of the club. Are they gonna turn heel? Finally, Samoa Joe and Kofi Kingston, Samoa Joe in the main event feud, and we have stipulations for the man and Seth Rollins against Lacey and Corbin, and the main event was good, fantastic. So overall, pretty good show. Should take some time to watch it if you haven't done so. This is the Asian Pitbull signing out.